welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and again joined by Mark Olmos. And Mark, it's been pretty wet in Perth in the past few days.
It has, thanks. Great to be here and we're looking at another soft track after a very soft track on Saturday. But the track's holding up in fantastic order and hats off to our staff at Perth Racing.
Yeah, it certainly has to be noted that all of the jockeys interviewed on Saturday said it did not feel like a soft fiver even after all of that rain that did come. So very impressive, but do keep an eye on the social media for these track conditions. As you can see on the screen at the moment, the Moobil rail is out 18 metres with a cutaway in the straights as well. And the last time we had the rail at the position, you did want to be in the first two pairs. So that's something to take note of when doing the form for this card. Let's take a look at race number one. It's over the 1200 metres. An event for the 2-year-olds, Mark.
Yeah, Adam, not a bad affair. We've got 6 first starters and varying parts of form, but we'll go to the replay horse, which will be number 6, Daraja Jewel.
It's Girth down on the inside. Cosmic Ballet getting a run through. The Superfine comes to the middle and he calls upon Daraja Jewel. Dawn Mission heads the remainder but running on, and further back is Orange Strudel. It's Undisclosed inside the 200, booting away on the inside. Cosmic Ballet followed by Daraja Jewel, and then Orange Strudel. Undisclosed has rolled right back to the fence, but will have too many guns for them first up.
Yeah, Daraja Jewel's been racing nicely, probably the stronger form lines as we continue to mention. Although the drop back to 1,000 metres last start was a positive. I think we both had the galloper on top, but clearly needed further on that occasion. I'm just wondering now if maybe she's just starting to tire up a little bit, or if that was just a forgive run, which could be understandable as well. Her full sister's actually racing later on in the card, Putri Jewel as well. So looking forward to how it goes. From barrier 11, she'll have the speed, she'll cross, and as I said, that's going to be the place to be. So I'm not willing to rule her out of this race.
Yeah, we spoke about her last start, didn't we, Adam? And it was a funny run. We both thought, 1,000 metres, she's a speedy type and she'll just get to the front. In the early stages, it looked like she got run off her legs a bit. And she finished off quite nicely in the end, actually, but Undisclosed was too good on that occasion for Colin Webster. Now, we've also got number 8 here, Paris, Texas, from the Lindsay Smith yard. Scallopers opened up at around 17-1 and was held up last start and was a really good run behind Unmarked Bills, another one of those form lines which has good 2-year-old form around it.
Didn't know it opened up at 17-1. I'll be taking a look at that after this show, but a really good run by Paris, Texas last start. Love the trial form. And then if you take a look, she got knocked about a fair bit in this run, but continued to battle on. Really like to see that from a 2-year-old having a first start. So drawn wide again, it's going to need a little bit of luck to get into a nice position, but I've got a lot of time for this filly by Hinchinbrook, and I think she'll only improve.
Get on quick, Adam. And number 11 we'll have a quick look at as well. Elegant Blast now out of the Justin Warwick yard. Has its first starter, and its most recent trial behind A Night in Bangkok was good.
Yeah, I put down some trial notes for this horse and I wrote either green or hidden. I couldn't tell because Lucy came out a little bit, she came back in a little bit, the horse wobbled a bit. But you take a look at the breeding of the full sister Black Blast, which won 104,000, and the half to Red Blast, which won 340,000. This galloper will get distance, but I really like the trials. As I said, I think it was a bit of both, a bit of greenness and Lucy just trying to tuck in behind some runners. So I think this runner can put in a big performance on debut, the filly by Black Friars. But I am going to tip number 8, Paris, Texas. From number 11, Elegant Blast. Number 6, Daraja Jewel. And 5, Persian Princess, which has to be noted, did win an all-age maiden as a 2-year-old as well last start.
I've got the number 7 on top, Just a Dame. I think it can improve off last start. On top of 6, Daraja Jewel, 5, Persian Princess, and 8, Paris, Texas.
Race number 2 at Belmont Park. It is over the 1,000 metres. Some very different form lines coming into this race from all over the state.
From everywhere, Adam. We'll have a look at the replay horse. Number 8, Disco Smile, who raced really well behind Jester Jingle last start.
Snitzelong, who's being ridden along to stay with it. Back on the inside now, Nucky had the favourite Allura May under some pressure. Jester Jingle's going great guns, 250 to go. Jester Jingle led by 2 lengths to Allura May. Snitzelong, Inherit the Magic, Disco Smile, but Jester Jingle shown the persuader with about 75 to go, holding Allura May, and Jester Jingle back to the 1,000 today. Too brilliant. Jester Jingle beat Allura.
Yeah, with this filly by Discourse, he's had a couple of runs now for Ted Martinovich, and I've actually been impressed with both of those. Behind Juwendas by 3 lengths, which is Saturday form lines, and then just behind Jester Jingle, as you saw in the replay there. Drawn perfectly here, Lucy Warwick takes the run with 55 kilos, and I think this horse can certainly run in the top 4 in this field because I don't think it's that strong.
Absolutely, and like you said, the only query, and it's like for a lot of the horses on the card for this day, will they handle the soft? You know, this
finished fourth 2 starts ago, so I give it a tick.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to sometimes stick with your judgment on them. Don't worry about the wet. If they're running well enough, they will run well. Number 5 as well, Theorise from the Neville Parnham yard. Steve Parnham rides here. Is first up, and last preparation has some really good form lines behind the likes of Rees Magic, Vega Magic, Delicate Miss, and even Yoshi Noxious.
Well, there's 2 in this race that the form lines are far superior to any other runner, and this is one of them. Theorise, as you mentioned, the filly by Snitzel. You go through those form lines, as you mentioned. Delicate Miss is a Saturday winner, Vega Magic Saturday winner, and Rees Rocket a Saturday winner. So it's much stronger than what we're seeing here. Thought the trial was really good behind Parungarup Road as well, which has stretched out, and you can see Stephen Parnham just letting this filly just ease up into the line, and she attacked it well. I think the 1,000 metres will suit, and she's one of the horses to beat.
The other form line I think you're thinking of, Adam, is number 7, You Want Answer, the Sean Casey yard. Now, back last spring, rather in October, was behind, only beaten a neck behind Let It Slip.
Yeah, of course, the listed Placid Arc winner there, so they're the form lines that I'm certainly focusing on as well. The other runs were only fair behind Dosh Reich and Battle Talk as well, but I think the filly had just had enough. The recent trial was good as well. Barrier 2 with 53 kilos. She is the other one I think that you have to beat in the race, but I am going to go with number 5, the filly by Snitzel, Theorise. From 7, You Want Answers, 8, Disco Smile, and 4, Spanish Success.
I've got the 5 on top as well, Adam. Theorise from 8, Disco Smile, 13, Jez's Star, and 2, Spin Drifter.
Race number 3 at Belmont Park. It's over the 1,000 metres as well, and one thing we can guarantee when looking at this form, there is going to be some serious speed in this race from all angles.
You only need to look at one real horse to know that, and that's the replay horse, number 6, Jules Sasso. Let's have a look at her winning last start.
5 lengths on Sporting Image and the grey Barry's Rabbit, followed by Greco, Valdera. At the head of the others, our Buddy Boy, followed further back by Big Alley Cat. He's nursing the leader, Jules Sasso. 200 left to go. It led by 3, Sporting Image and Greco. On the terrace, coming down the outside. Jules Sasso, though, with a big lead and in no danger. And Jules Sasso ran them ragged. Jules Sasso, 2 lengths, Sporting Image.
It was a really strong performance there by Jules Sasso. Look, the form lines going in the race weren't great. The start before had its excuses with that respiratory problem as well, so you put a line through that. The only reason why you could see this horse winning was going back to last campaign when it was beaten under a length by Volkov. So, man, she doesn't know how to stop. She pulls. She's got no racing manners whatsoever, but I think the jockeys just have to realise that, and Peter Nucky did that last night. He said, well, off you go then. We'll see how you go out in front and if they can catch us. Sean McGrady takes the ride here, so he's going to have to try and do the same. But as I said, I think conditions are going to suit. So from barrier 2, if everything ticks a box with her, which there is always that concern, she can definitely make it back-to-back victories.
Yeah, it's hard to see her doing anything but what she did last start. I think she'll just go along and do her own thing, and should be quite hard to catch. We've also got in the race number 2, Royalic. Now, this galloper was disappointing last start as less than even money favourite, but look, was awkward away and did nothing right on that occasion.
Yeah, had won 3 in a row down the straight at Pinjarra leading into that race, and I can tell you that the stable were very confident with the way that he'd been working at home. Now, this Gelding by Written Tycoon, as you mentioned, was wide throughout, was disappointing and just made no impression on the race. Dan Morton after the race, he said, maybe I've got it wrong, maybe this horse is just a 1,000 metre horse and as simple as that, but they were confident from the work that this horse was going to step up to the 1,200. Back to the 1,000 here, barrier 8, 57.5 kilos. We know he's not going to get alone out in front, but if he's the horse that he showed at Pinjarra and the horse that this stable thinks he is, he should still be winning this race.
Yeah, and you've got to expect improvement. Those, as you mentioned, up the straight and then around a bend, he will improve from having that run around the bend. We've also got more speed in the race for number 3, Clobberetta, who gets the 4-kilo claimer Bonnie Police on board now. They should go forward as well.
Yeah, Bonnie had her first ever ride on Clobberetta, jumped from barrier 9 on that occasion and just got to feel the breeze out 3 wide. So I spoke to her on the weekend. She's very happy that she's drawn barrier 3 here. Let's hope that she can certainly make that count. Look, I don't think 1,000 metres is ideal for this 4-year-old mare, but she has got the class, 55 kilos, going to get absolutely every opportunity. So she can definitely win this race. There's no doubt about that at all. I'm going to tip though number 2, Royalic, from 6, Jules Sasso, 1, Dexterous Lad, and 3, Clobberetta.
Yes, Adam, I'm looking for Royalic to bounce back. Number 2 on top, Royalic from 1, Dexterous Lad, 3, Clobberetta, and 7, Nardini.
Race number 4 at Belmont Park. It's over the 1,200 metres, and again a very tight contest in this. As Simon Miller certainly waving his hand for attention in the race, but there's some strong midweek form lines around here as well.
Yeah, a little bit forgotten the horse you're talking about, Adam, but we'll have a look at the replay horse first out of the Grant Williams yard, Hello Paris.
At the top of the straight, followed further back by Graphic Detail. 350 to go. Universal Scene, Silver Trace on the inside, held together. Secret Charge and Hello Paris put their runs in as well. Colour Me Crazy trying to thread its way through and getting a run. Secret Charge, Hello Paris, Silver Trace fighting inside the 100. Hello Paris got a neck in front of Secret Charge. Colour Me Crazy. Hello Paris salutes. It's Hello Paris.
This horse does absolutely nothing right but win. Always seems to run very wide. It makes it, if it's a 1200 metre race, she's running 14. If it's 13, she'll be running 15. Just loves to go extra. But William Pike has finally got a gate here, which is certainly going to help. She's got terrible racing manners, but as I said, for a horse that does so much wrong, to get the job done now in back-to-back starts, very impressive.
Yeah, look, I was trying to line up the times between Hello Paris and Noble Savage. Now, Noble Savage runs quicker, but the way Hello Paris runs and how much more ground she covers, you could probably say that she runs faster. I think she's a very smart filly, and once she puts it all together, she will improve. Maybe not be top level, but she's very smart and will string races together. The other one I mentioned, Noble Savage, 1 run, 1 start, was very good, beating Indefatigable last start.
Yeah, it was a really impressive performance, wasn't it? The trial was good leading into the race, but it was almost a forgotten horse on that occasion. I think even trainer Dion Luciani wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I know he'd probably taken the 17s there, so he would have been quite happy. Barrier 12, 58.5 kilos. This horse is going to have to take the next step again, but as I said, can't be ruled out because just really lifted last race.
Now the one we've both got on top, and the sort of forgotten horse I was mentioning, Ragnar Saga from the Simon Milliard. Jared Noski, interestingly enough, takes the ride here, but that start at Bunbury when $1.40 beaten by Juwendis, who has since come out and raced really well. It's got to be a very good chance. Opening up at 280, I think that's pretty decent value.
Yeah, I think Simon Miller's, as I said, I think he's got the pocket aces here. We've got Putri Jewel, which is a listed and Group 3 runner, and then you've got Ragnar Saga, as you mentioned, with Jared Noski to ride. As the trial was brilliant, winning by 4 lengths on that occasion. Jumped out as $1.40, went right back, had to come around the field, and it was just left too late. Now the extra 100 metres is a big bonus. Barrier 1's a bonus, and I just think that this gelding by Lonhro is going to have the class here. I think it is the forgotten horse, and that is the one that I'm going to have on top. 10 Ragnar Saga, from number 3 Putri Jewel, 5 Hello Paris, and number 11 Secret Doubt.
Yeah, after a little freshen up, I'm going with the 10 as well. Ragnar Saga from 5 Hello Paris, 1 Noble Savage, and 3 Putri Jewel.